The final layout panel that we'll examine is the canvas. The truth is that the canvas is not used much in line of business applications, but it's worth looking at for completeness. To see this, we'll delete the grid that is created by default, and we'll place an empty canvas into our markup. You can add objects to the canvas, controls, shapes, and so forth, by placing them with absolute positioning. For example, we can add a rectangle and place it 25 pixels from the left and 25 pixels from the top using the canvas.left and canvas.top properties. We'll make our rectangle have a width of 50 and a height of 40, and we'll fill it with red. We can see the results by switching over to Design View, and we have a red rectangle. Let's switch back to the XAML, and in fact we will split the screen so that as we add more rectangles and shapes, we can see the results immediately. This makes working with the canvas and, frankly, with other layout controls much easier. I've added a second rectangle, this at canvas left 100. We know that there's room for this because the first one is at left 25 and only has a width of 50. That'll take it to 75, so 100 will leave 25 pixels between the two. It's not necessary, however, to ensure that they are separate. It is entirely possible to overlap. For example, by adding this blue rectangle at canvas left 125, I overlap with the orange rectangle. I've set the top to 40, 15 pixels lower, and so we get a nice three-dimensional effect. Of course, rectangles are not the only shapes that you can add. We can add ellipses, and an ellipsis that has the same height and width is, of course, represented as a circle. Here we have a circle at left 25, top 200, so it's quite a bit lower than the other rectangles. When we run this application, it will look just like the design view. Let's click Start, and when the application comes up, sure enough, we have a window with absolute placed objects. The canvas is most often used with animation and most often in games.